Greetings, friends and family, Facebook, YouTube, anybody that's listening. So, my chemo journey has ended. I am maybe halfway through my cancer fight. I don't even know because optimistically halfway through, presuming that we have no recurrence. So, I have finished, of course, surgery was a couple months ago. Radiation started in November, right before Thanksgiving. Chemotherapy started in November, right before Thanksgiving. And I was to have 4 courses of chemotherapy. I was only able to have 2. The first one I had a bit of an allergic reaction to, but it was managed with steroids and Benadryl. The second one I had a more severe allergic reaction to during the infusion. Again, pause, Benadryl, steroids, standard course of treatment, proceed forward. But about 8 days after having the chemotherapy, I developed extreme hives. About a quarter of my torso was covered in hives. My arms, my hips, my hands all the hands were so itchy. It was horrible. My head, it was pretty bad. So I ended up in the hospital, the ER, because I had some tightness in my throat too. And they gave me some medicine, sent me home. And a couple days later, when the nurse saw the picture of how I had been the night before, she was like, no, you have to go back to the ER. This has to get contained. And they gave me a lot more medication, and they waited, and the hives came back. Then they gave me more medication, and the hives came back, and then they gave me more medication. So I ended up on like 4 different medications. And that was the 23rd, so it's been a week since I was in the ER. And I'm still having breakthrough hives here and there. They're very small, but I still get them. So clearly my body is not happy with the chemotherapy, which is really unfortunate because the doctor said that the alternative chemotherapy that would be appropriate for me would be potentially also something I'm allergic to and would probably be correlated with some burden to my heart, which, would not be that great, especially since my risks at this point are pretty low for recurrence. There's no reason to introduce new risks to my heart and whatnot because we're not struggling to keep me alive. We're just trying to minimize any chance of recurrence. So the risks of the chemotherapy do not outweigh the benefits at this point. So we had to stop. And I do have a lot of emotions about that because what if it does reoccur? What do we do then? Is 2 treatments enough to prevent reoccurrence? We don't even know. There's no data on 2 treatments versus 4. We have no idea if this was, pretty successful or if it was really not enough to do anything, somewhere in between, most likely. So that's where we are. And that's pretty frustrating. So I can't do anything about that. I just have to try to breathe and take the news as it is. The next step is radiation. Radiation also decreases my chances of reoccurrence. We see the radiologist on the 8th of January, and I have no idea what to expect. It could be, that I go weekly. It could be that I go daily. It could be 6 treatments. It could be 20 treatments. I have no idea. So I'll find out a lot more on the 8th of January, and then we'll proceed from there. In the meantime, I am thankful to have an extra week that I thought I was going to be sick from chemotherapy during the second week of winter break, and I'm not. I'm feeling pretty good, other than the anxiety of what this all means. But I've been able to get a lot of things done. I've been able to take care of myself. So, that's a blessing in and of itself. And, just everybody just keep praying, keep fingers crossed, keep whatever works for you, that there are no reoccurrences in my case, and I don't have to face chemo again, because if I do, it's going to be a pretty difficult road. Thank you.